This is an instructional video on finding the rate of change, slope, and the initial value, the y-intercept, of a table. So it's important to remember that the rate of change is also called the slope, and we represent it by the m value in the equation y equals mx plus b. To find the rate of change of a table, we want to see how much each column changes. And we're going to write it as a fraction, y over x. Now the initial value is also called the y-intercept, and it's known as b in the equation y equals mx plus b. For that, we want to see which number is paired with 0. We may have to work backwards if necessary. So for this problem, we're talking about number of songs, which is x, and the cost of purchase, which is y. If they're never labeled for you, you can just label them the first column x, the second column is y. So looking at this, we are going up 2 to 5 is going up 3. 5 to 8 is going up 3. 8 to 10, up 3. We're going up 3 each time. On the other side, we are going from 327 to 624, which is going to give us going up to 97. Again, 624 to 921 is going to give us 297. 921 to 1119 is up 297. We write our slope, the m value, as a fraction, y over x. The y value is 297. The x value is 3. 297 divided by 3 is going to give us an answer of 0.99. M is 0.99. M is the slope. It's also called the rate of change. It costs 99 cents per song. We're talking about cost and songs. 99 cents per song. Now, we also need to find our initial value, b. For b, we need to start at 0. So, when we start at 0, we have to work backwards because there is no 0 in this x column. It goes 2, 5, 8, 3. So we have to work backwards. Instead of 2, 5, 8, 3, we're going to go back and get to 1. We know it's 99 cents per song. So if I go back one song, I go backwards the 99 cents. Starting at 327 and going backwards 99 cents puts us at 228. But we're still not at 0. The b value has to start at 0. So we're going to go backwards again. I go backwards 1. That gets me to 0. We go backwards our 99 cents. So 228 minus the 99 cents puts us at 129. That b value is 129. That is the initial value, also called the y-intercept. For this problem, we're talking about the number of hamburgers sold, which we can label as x, and the amount earned, which we can label as y. Starting here, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. On the y side, we're doing 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 plus 8 is 24, 24 plus 8 is 32. We write our answer as a fraction y over x. The y value is an 8. We're going up 8. The x value is a 1. We're going up 1. 8 divided by 1 is 8. Our m value, the slope, the rate of change, is 8. We can make the statement that we are earning $8 per hamburger. Now for our b value, we need to start at 0. There is no 0 in the x column. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to work backwards. I'm going to go backwards 1, and I'm going to go backwards our rate of change, the slope, the $8. If I go backwards 1, that puts me at 0. If I go back the $8, that also puts me at 0, meaning my initial value, also called the y-intercept, is 0. For this problem, the columns x and y are already labeled for us, so we can simply see how much we're changing by. 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. In the y column, 5 plus 0.5 is 5.5, 5.5 plus 0.5 is 6, 6 plus 0.5 is 6.5. We set up our answer as a fraction y over x, so 0.5 over 1. 0.5 divided by 1 is 0.5. M, which is our slope, our rate of change, is 0.5. You don't have to write it as a fraction over 1 if the denominator is a 1. You can simply leave it as the 0.5. Now, the b value is when it starts at 0. Here, we're starting at 0, 0, and 5. So my b value is 5. The initial value, which is also called the y-intercept. For this problem, the rows x and y are already labeled, so we can go ahead and see what we're counting by. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 3 is going to give us 11. 11 plus 3 is going to give us 14. 22 plus 40 is 62. 62 plus 24 is going to give us 86. And 86 plus 24 is going to give us 110. Now when we write our fraction y over x, we can use any of the pairings. We can use the 5 and the 40, or we can use one of the 3's and 24's. We get the same answer. I can write it as 40 over 5 and get 8, or I can set it up as 24 over 3 and get 8. Either way, my slope, my rate of change, is 8. Now, for our b value, we have to work backwards. We need to go backwards 1 at a time. So instead of 3, we're going to go backwards 1 and get to 2. We're using our answer in order to go backwards. We go back 1 at a time using our answer. So we're going to go back 8. 22 going back 8 gets us to 14. Remember, the initial value has to start at 0. So again, we're going to go back, which is going to put us at 1. And so again, we go back 8. Starting at 14, going back 8 puts us at 6. But we're still not at 0. We have to go back a third time to get to 0. So going back 8 again is going to put us at -2. 0 and -2 tells us that our initial value, the y-intercept, is -2. For this problem, we're talking about hours driven and miles remaining. We can go ahead and label hours as x and miles as y. We start by counting and seeing what we're changing by. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7. On the opposite side, we can count, and going from 360 to 240 is going down 120. We're going down 120 each time. When we take our answer, we set it up as a fraction, y over x. So negative 120, because we're going down, and 2 as our x value. Negative 120 divided by 2 is negative 60. M is negative 60. That is our slope, also called the rate of change. We could make the statement that we are going 60 miles per hour. That's what we're talking about, miles at hours, 60 miles per hour. Now our B value needs to start at 0. There is no zeros in the x column, so we have to work backwards. Remember, we go back one at a time. So 1, going backwards 1, is going to put us at 0. That's where we need to be. So on the other side, we're going to use our answer that we got, the 60 miles an hour. So we're going to go backwards 60. Starting at 360, going backwards 60 is going to put us at 420. Our B value is 420. Remember, B stands for the initial value, also called the y-intercept. This table is already labeled x and y, so we can go straight into figuring out what we're counting by. Going from 7 to 11 is going up 4. 11 to 13 is going up 2. 13 to 20 is up 7. On the other side, going from 30 to 54, negative 30 to negative 54 is going down 24. Going from 54 to 66 is going down 12. And going from 66 to 108 is going down 42. We can take any of those and set them up as our fraction y over x. I will use all three examples just to show you. I can start with the first answer, negative 24 and 4. Negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6. If I chose to use the second column, negative 12 and 2, negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. Or you can use the last column, negative 42 over 7, which is going to give us a negative 6. Either way, the m value, the slope, also called the rate of change, is negative 6. Now for our b value, we need to be at 0, but we're not. We're starting at 7. So we have to work backwards, going backwards one at a time. So going backwards 1 puts us at 6 and negative 24. Remember, we're using that answer that we got, negative 6. So going backwards 1 again puts us at 5. Going backwards, our negative 6 is going to put us at negative 18. Going backwards 1 puts us at 4. Going backwards 6 puts us at 12. Going back 1 puts us at 3. Going back 6 puts us at 6. Going back 1 puts us at 2. Going back 6 puts us at 0. I'm running out of room. That's okay. Going back 1 again puts us at 1. Going back 1 again puts us at a positive 6. Going backwards a last time of 1 is going to put us at 0. And so going back 6 again is going to put us at 12. We are going all the way to 0 and 12. Our b value, our initial value, also called the y-intercept, is 12. For this problem, we're talking about the number of days in the account balance. We can go ahead and label number of days x and the account balance y. We can see going from 0 to 4 is going up 4. 4 to 6 is up 2. Going from 6 to 9 is 3. 20 to 15 is going down 5. 15 to 1250 is going down 2.5, or 250 since we're talking about money. And going from 1250 to 875 is going down 375. It does not matter which section we choose to write as our fraction, y over x. The first fraction gives us negative 5 over 4, which cannot be reduced. If you were to change it to a decimal, since we are dealing with money, you would get negative 1.25. If you chose the second grouping, that would be negative 250 over 2, which can be simplified into negative 1.25. Or if you did the third grouping, negative 3.75 over 3, again, would be simplified into 125. Regardless, our m value is negative 1.25. Remember, that stands for the slope and the rate of change. For our b value, we need to see when x is 0. We actually have a 0 in this problem, the 0 and 20, and so our b value is 20. Remember, b stands for the initial value, also called the y-intercept. For this problem, we're talking about pounds and cost. We can label pounds x and cost y. We can see that we're counting for 8, 12, and 16. That's going up 4 each time. 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 4 is 16. On the other side, we're going from 5.52 to 11.04, which is going up 5.52 each time. When we write our answer as a fraction, we write it as y over x. So 5.52 over 4. 552 divided by 4 gives us 138. Our m value is 138. The slope and the rate of change, both of those being the m value, are 138. Now the b value needs to be 0, so we have to work backwards. I work backwards one at a time. I go 3, 2, 1, all the way to 0. We have to go back 4 times. So I'm going to use that answer that we got 138 and go backwards 4 times. Starting at 552, we go back our 138, which gets us to 414. We go back the 138 again, which gets us to 276. Go backwards the 138, which gets us to 138. Go backwards again to get us all the way to 0. In this instance, the b value is also 0. That's okay. That can happen. The b value, which stands for the initial value, also called the y-intercept, is 0.